Hello friends, today is March 3rd, 2026. Let's talk about the pros, the cons and the caveats in the world of game development from the perspective of an industry insider. Let's start with some major shifts in Xbox leadership. After 38 years at Microsoft, Phil Spencer announced his retirement, effective February 23, 2026, and Sarah Bond, Xbox president who was expected to succeed Spencer, resigned, effective immediately. Asha Sharma, previously a senior AI product leader at Microsoft, has been appointed CEO of Microsoft Gaming, and Matt Booty, head of Xbox Game Studios, is promoted to Executive Vice President and Chief Content Officer, to be focused on content and studios within Microsoft Gaming. This all sounds very troubling, and the only good news is that Microsoft confirmed that there are no layoffs planned as a result of this transition. Yet. But all in all, this shift is huge for the platform, and may very well be an extremely bad sign for gamers around the world. Let me explain. While neither Sarah Bond nor Phil Spencer was perfect, Microsoft decided to appoint an AI-focused person to be the CEO of a gaming company, which means Microsoft is prioritizing technology integration over traditional gaming roadmaps. This is not something any of us were looking forward to. And while the promotion of Matt Booty is supposed to mitigate some of this blow, we should probably expect a major shift in the company's strategy, as the new leadership will be eager to leave their mark on Xbox, for better or worse. I'm sure that Microsoft is expecting that a shift toward AI and cloud technology is going to increase its earnings, but we are talking about a company that should be focused on video games more than anything else. Am I wrong? Why these half measures? Why not just disband Xbox altogether to found another AI division? I mean, maybe I'm overreacting a little bit, but for me this decision sounds like a complete opposite of what this company should be doing. Anyway, what do you think about all this? At the same time, Sony decided to shut down Bluepoint Games, the studio responsible for a lot of the recent remakes, including Shadow of the Colossus, Uncharted: The Nathan Drake Collection, and Demon's Souls. According to Bloomberg, the decision was made after a recent business review, and the studio will shut down its doors next month, with approximately 70 employees being affected. Sony's spokesperson said that Bluepoint Games is an incredibly talented team, and their technical experience has delivered exceptional experiences for the PlayStation community. They thank them for their passion and creativity, but it's something that had to be done, apparently. The studio was founded back in 2006 and acquired by Sony in 2021. Since then, the studio participated in development of God of War Ragnarok and had a couple of other projects, all of which were recently shut down, including a live service God of War title. Since the last game was cancelled, Sony was trying to determine the next project for the studio before the decision was reached to shut it down completely. And this whole situation confuses me a lot. This is a studio with a proven track record of delivering high-value remakes. Sony loves remakes, they constantly keep announcing them. Why not give these guys another remake to develop? Was it so hard to find a project fit for them? Or did they buy the studio just to shut it down? Because it sure looks like it, as they clearly had no idea what to do with it. Also, Kotaku published an interesting report recently about what happened to every studio Sony acquired since 2019. TLDR, this consolidation of studios is not going well for this corporate giant. And again, news like this highlights the ongoing pressure on mid-sized development teams, specializing in non-live service products. Looks like the investors and executives are slowly shutting down all the studios without immediately profitable pipelines. Very scary to be a game developer these days, I'll tell you this much. Also, quick thing, if you don't know who I am, my name is Alex, I'm a game producer and I'm here to help you get caught up on everything that's going on in the video game industry. While we're on the topic of letting people go, Ubisoft continues its quote-unquote cost-saving initiatives by laying off 40 people from its Toronto studio. According to Insider Gaming, these layoffs are a part of the earlier announced restructuring efforts. The studio was working on the remake of Splinter Cell announced back in 2021, but the company confirmed that it's still in development, and these layoffs should not affect it. Of course, Ubisoft delivered the standard boilerplate of these layoffs were not taken lightly and all that, which I'm sure is not at all comforting for people who lost their jobs. All in all, the company remains one of the most unstable in the industry, despite all its efforts to find solid ground. While there are a few projects in their pipeline, I wonder how this company will manage to maintain quality with so many people being let go across the board. Additionally, combined with the fact that those people who are left are most likely extremely anxious. I mean, wouldn't you be? So aside from firing people, they might also lose key personnel who don't want to wait for the other shoe to drop. So far, I still think that these restructuring efforts are doing more harm than good. Extremely more. Short-term gains just to end up with long-term failures? Yeah, talk about successful strategies, right? Speaking of Ubisoft, after all the restructuring that is still underway, project cancellations and layoffs, the company's CEO felt it was necessary to confirm once again that there are quite a few notable projects on the horizon, and to try to reassure both the people inside the Ubisoft and out. In a recent interview with Variety, Ubisoft's co-founder and CEO Yves Guillemot talked a lot about what happened during the last few years and how the recently announced restructuring is supposed to get the company back on track. In terms of projects, he confirmed that 2 Far Cry games are in development, codenamed Blackbird and Maverick, with Blackbird being the next mainline Far Cry game and Maverick being a kind of an extraction shooter. Unfortunately, he shared no information on the progress or timelines. Also, there are 3 Assassin's Creed games that are definitely happening. Invictus, a multiplayer title, the one with allegedly a Fall Guys gameplay. Obsidian, the Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake, scheduled to be released later this year. And a third game called Hexy, which is now scheduled to release in 2027. While it is understandable that Ubisoft wants to double down on key franchises, it is not a guarantee that the company will actually earn something back. With so much restructuring and tension, the execution risks are higher than ever. Also, I'm more than sure that a lot of these upcoming titles will include a lot of monetization to boost the decline in revenue, and this never goes well. I don't know about you, but if this statement was supposed to reassure anyone, it clearly failed. Moving on again to God of War. After the announcement of the remake of the original God of War trilogy by the original voice actor, the current voice actor shared that something else will be announced later this year. According to IGN, this new clue was dropped by Christopher Judge during Canada's Fan Expo. The voice actor said that while he will not be a part of the remakes, he is working with Sony Santa Monica on a separate project, and will quote-unquote be hearing what they're doing probably late summer. While there are no concrete plans or announcements from the publisher, all signs point to the next mainline God of War game. At least that's my assumption. Despite somewhat disappointing results from Sons of Sparta, this franchise remains a high-value IP, with the trilogy remake already confirmed and generating community interest. And while everybody is eager to relive the original story of Kratos, I'm sure that there are a lot of people who are also looking forward to the future. What's worth noting as well is that there are a lot of conflicting reports as to where we go next. Some are saying Egypt, but others are saying that maybe we'll go back to where it all began. Greece. Also, I think the actor will probably have a long talk with Santa Monica's lawyers after that remark. Next, let's talk about NieR Automata. If you were hoping for years for a sequel to this game, your prayers might be answered soon. During the recent 9th anniversary livestream, the franchise celebrated reaching 10 million copies sold worldwide, and afterwards Square Enix closed the broadcast with a message stating NieR Automata to be continued. Of course, everybody immediately jumped on it and started speculating. Is it a new game? Is it another spin-off? Or a crossover maybe? Whatever the case, Square Enix did not officially announce anything yet. But with the franchise reaching this impressive milestone, surely it is a strategic brand management move, designed to keep the franchise relevant ahead of any future announcements. Fingers crossed for more soon. What are you hoping to see next for this series? And to wrap things up, we finally get a new update for the BioShock movie, and the fact that it could coincide with the upcoming game. At least that's the plan, according to Roy Lee, the producer of the movie. In a recent interview with Collider, Lee provided a long-awaited update for this project after years of silence. He said that the movie was already on the way, but other commitments took longer than anticipated, specifically The Long Walk and the Hunger Games prequel. but it looks like BioShock is finally next on his agenda. According to him, both Netflix and Take-Two are very anxious to see the movie come out, because they want to have the release coincide with some of the potential new incarnations of the game. With that, the production is scheduled to start next year. The movie was announced back in 2019 and has been on and off since then, and the game has been in development hell since around the same time. But after all that, it looks like Take-Two is finally ready to step it up a notch and bring this franchise back into the light. Exciting, isn't it? And that's all I have for you today, friends. As usual, if you want to know more, all links are in the description. And of course, clicking the like button helps this channel and brings you more and more interesting news each week. Subscribe if you are new, as I put out new videos every week. Thank you for making it this far. Have a great rest of the day, and that's Alex signing off for now. Cheers!